Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Creatively Crafted Life. My name is Melanie, and today we are back with Lela. Hi, Lela.
Hi, Mel.
We needed to do a wrap up from our event that we had in February, which was what?
Just Two gals and a Valentine.
Yeah, it was February 4th and 5th, and we just thought we'd touch base, share all the projects we ended up making with the kit. We had been using the Smitten kit from Close to My Heart. And is it still available?
It is still available through the end of the month. Yeah, through the end of February. So
yeah, so by the time this post will be probably about the 16th. So yeah, you'll still have time if you are interested. And we also have some plans for another event. And so we thought we'd share that at the end. I'm going to start off by sharing the projects I made with the kit. Some of them we've already shared during our lead up. And I'll show you some other stuff and also how much of the kit I had left. So let me switch cameras and we'll take it from there.
I can't wait to see everything again, Melanie, because we had such a fun time taking this kit and putting it together. It's not something that I normally do where I get a kit and I use it all up at, right at once. So the little bit of challenge that created was fun. And then just seeing all the different really fun projects we both got to make was really fun. So I'm looking forward to this review.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. There's something about a challenge that kind of forces that creativity, at least for me anyway. So I had this tiny little piece of paper left over. This is the only real scrap that's usable. All the other little bits and pieces I have already recycled. I pretty much used the entire sticker sheet. I think I had like 3 or 4 stickers left and I just was willing to let it go. So we started off with doing a scrapbook page, I believe, right? Yes, it was a scrapbook page. So this was the first layout that I had done. It featured my nephew because, of course, kids and Valentines are super cute. And then we moved on to
the next layout. So we did that sketch layout and then we did 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 challenge.
Oh, right. This is the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 challenge. Oh. I'm like, it's a blur. And so again, featuring the same nephew, only he was a little bit younger at this point in time. And then we did a friendship challenge where we could take it in any direction that we wanted to. And we both ended up making cards. And I made these 2.
Patchwork, Melanie. I really like your patchwork. That really meant friendship to me. And then your card just came out so cute.
Thank you. And of course, the sentiment, I'm so glad we're friends, just really fit the theme. And then I still had plenty of stuff left over. And so I managed to make all of these additional cards and layouts. So we'll start with the layouts first. Again, featuring nephews and nieces. I guess when you don't have children of your own, that's who you rely on. And just a bunch of layers of paper, the cute little bird, and some more of the stickers. And then I did a very basic page, very simple, just a band of paper with a couple stickers and some journaling.
What's cool about that, Melanie, though, is that you can do, right? Like when you take these colorful, fun papers and you put them together, even look at that, a simple layout becomes really cute and a really great way to tell a story. And sometimes I think we need hours to make this, super fabulous page, which is fun. Don't get me wrong. I like those too. But sometimes, simple is still really fun, really cute, and gets the job done of telling the story, right?
And I think it actually does add something to your album to have pages that are not always so over the top. It almost like gives your eye a rest. So yeah. And this just fit the relationship too. Pretty simple. And then I made a couple of what I call base pages. They're just ones where I don't have any purpose or intent with them. I just had fun creating, and eventually the right photos will find the page. And so I had a bunch of scraps at this point when I did this one. So I punched out some hearts from the paper and used some of the solid cardstock to come up with this layout. I think, there was still one sticker left on this one, and added some gold trim. This would be another base page. I really like doing the color blocking. I know that's a big thing in the fashion world, at least, you know, it comes and goes. And so I thought that would be kind of fun. And it helps, I think, with all the patterns. Again, it just gives you a place for your eye to rest. And then the last one, I didn't even denote a spot for photos, keeping it completely open, but I played with borders. If you're familiar with any of the Creative Memories borders, I had this heart one, and then this is like, I can't remember what the name of it is. It's like a picket fence, I guess, but I shrunk it and hid a lot of it so you don't see the big rectangle gaps. That was kind of fun.
I like it. It adds just that pop of blue, right? And we talked about all the colors that this paper had in it. And just those pops of colors, even on that color blocking page, are just such a fun way to showcase these prints, right? Because they can be a little bit overwhelming. They're very bright. Yet when you draw your eye in with some pops of color like that, especially that heart border, so cute. Those are going to be fun pages to use.
And with Valentine's coming up, well, actually, by the time you guys see this, Valentine's will have passed. Who knows what other photos I will have to scrapbook from this year. I jumped on board with the slimline cards, and I made a couple of these ones with the fan stamp and this star slimline border. I kept with the theme of inlaying the different cuts for, you know, just a colorful effect, if you will. These are a lot of fun. And then I did the same design again, but this time I added some of the stickers, specifically the cactus stickers. This one had the word stuck on you. I only have eyes for you. And I thought I would add some googly eyes to the cactus just for a little bit of whimsy, if you will. And then the last bunch of cards were more, you know, just using up scraps. So I had the little funky flamingo there. I didn't add any sentiment because I figured, you know, this could be used for just a general, you know, thinking of you card, or can still be used for Valentine's. And of course, the cute little llama. Then these ones here, I just had some of this cardstock left, so I just created panels, and then I went to my die cut stash, pulled out some die cuts or chipboard shapes, and just made some very simple cards. This was a die cut as well. And the teeniest scraps that I had, I did a little quilt pattern and added that little cute coffee mug, and that's that card. So as you can see, you can make quite a bit with just that collection of paper and a few stamps and stickers.
Yeah, it was really obvious to me, Melanie, when we took this kit and then just started making all these different things. When you use the paper like that, right? Number one, it's fun, and it's easy to pull stuff together, and it was a little easier to use up some of the scraps versus having them sit. But also it really, really made me realize, you know, how much it really makes, or how much we made with our kits, especially you really came up with some creative ideas on how to use everything. That was fun.
Well, I think it was just because, like you said, we were using the kit and that was a challenge. I found that I probably would not have gone to that extent if I was just making a few projects. The scraps would have ended up in a bag, and they probably would have sat on my shelf indefinitely until one day I would decide that I had, you know, needed to purge it or something. So yeah, it was good.
Yeah, I would definitely and I know we talked about this in our virtual crop. So if you got to join us, I know you're part of this discussion, but we talked about theme papers and how sometimes theme papers, you know, where you'll use some of it and then it sits, and then the next time that theme comes around again, you want to use something new. So now it's a little harder sometimes to use the scraps. So by using them up right away, we got to use all the fun papers and everything, and you know, nothing we have to next year when the new stuff comes out, we're ready,
and we don't have to feel guilty about not.
There you go.
So now that I've shared what I made, how about we switch over to you and you can share what you made.
So these are my projects that I made in no particular order. I don't think this is the order we made them. Oh yeah, actually it might be. So in our first challenge with the sketch, made a 2-page layout. So I just reversed the sketch, as you know. I'm a 2-page scrapper. so, so this was my first page. I still use the tags. I thought that was a fun part about the sketch, and came up with that. And as you can see, I didn't put pictures on. We talked about this, and I'm actually planning the pictures that I want to put on. This is going to be the page for my Valentine layout for 2022. So,
And you're going to include pictures of your nieces, right? Your nieces.
Yes, I am. I did a Valentine mailbox for her a few years ago, and I fill it with Valentines every year for her to open like 10 days. So she has 10 days of Valentines. So that was kind of fun. So we're going to open the last day on Valentine's Day together. This is my first page. As you can see, I kind of flipped the sketch, and I actually think this page is going to be my husband and I. We both, even after 35 years of marriage, give each other Valentine's cards. So I'll be sure to probably put the cards in flip flaps and then take some pictures of the candy or flowers or whatever else he decides to get for me this year. And I already got his gift too, so I'll be sure to have some photos for that.
That's
this
awesome.
Next page is this was really fun. This was from your challenge 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, right? So you had to come up with what were you going to use 5 of and what were you only going to use 1. And that was pretty fun as well. As you can see that I put mine in page protectors to kind of protect it because it was white paper, and so some of the elements are I haven't put on yet because I want to put them where, on top of the pictures. But this was my 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You can see that I found a sketch with some triangles. I had been wanting to try some triangles. And I really love that blue zip strip on that one page. It really was a fun pop of color. So
it sure is. And I think that's a great idea to put it in a page protector with the little loose bits and stuff, so that when you are ready to add the photos, you have everything right there.
Right. They were kind of, as you can see on that other page, they were falling all over. So I probably should have done it with that one as well. But yeah, so this is the one where in my mind, I'll have pictures of my niece, and I will do Facebook Zoom with each other that day. And I'll take some pictures of which Valentine was her favorite. And so even though we can't be together, definitely it's kind of a tradition for us to do the 10 days of Valentine. So I feel like it's a great story for my scrapbook. She's the next generation of scrapbookers, so I figure it's a good thing. And then this one was super fun for me, Melanie, because this I saw this layout idea in one of the Close to My Heart Makers pages, and I actually made it during our virtual crop. So it was super fun to get done during the crop. So, and I just thought that bee with the smitten was very cute. So I'm super excited to have that bee on a layout. And as you can see, this, I did the same thing. I had some strips of paper left. So I had to kind of pick something where it didn't need a lot, right?
Well, it looks really great, and it's a great use of the small little bits of scraps. I think it's quite effective. The words in the bottom, "Be Mine," where did you get those from? Did you cut them out with your die cut machine?
Cricut. Yep. I cricketed that. Yep. I muted y'all and found a Cricut cut. So I think the example had something else there, but the Be Mine for mine worked good. This I also have photos for already as well. So this year my Valentine's pages are going to be from the Smitten, and I'm pretty excited about that. And they're ready, right? So as soon as I get the pictures, that's the other fun thing. The layouts are done. And if you just have some strips of paper or some small bits left of some paper that you love, this layout I thought worked perfectly for that. Here's the second page. Again, I'm a 2-page scrapper, so we have to.
Is this one supposed to go on the left or the right hand side?
It would go on the right. So it
Okay.
would kind of look like that.
Yeah. Very
If you
cute.
can kind of see it in the.
I'm also curious about the little smudgy ink spots underneath the little heart confetti. Is that a stamp or?
It was. So I saw this really cool idea. And I'm sure some of you have probably used it. Maybe I just haven't in the past. So I stamped the hearts, and then to give it a little bit more dimension and color, I actually flipped the stamp over and used the back of it. So it still gave it the same kind of shape as the hearts, but it was a plain, more of a plain background.
And it takes the what's the right word, when you do kind of that mixed media kind of artsy background, it takes the anxiety away of accidentally going too far. You're still in a controlled environment with the back of the stamp. I love that idea.
Yep. It was easy to kind of add those colors. And you can see also in this one, maybe it's probably a little hard to see on camera, but I flipped the raspberry over. So I have the lighter shade in one background and the darker in the other. And that's another fun thing about Close to My Heart is just that you can have a little bit of change just by flipping the paper over, because it does have 2 shades of color and the same piece of cardstock. So I know I saw you do that, and I love that idea. So I think it gives it just a little bit of.
That's a great layout.
And if you were at our crop, some people were, we talked about that I only had a partial, after I started the layout, I realized I only had a partial piece of the light pink left. That was the background that I used on that other. So I ended up having to piece together another piece of cardstock to finish out the 12 by 12 background, but you can't really even notice, when you look at this layout, it really doesn't stand out to you that I've put 2 pieces of paper together to make the background.
It just looks like you intentionally color blocked it.
Yeah, I know. That was fun.
Yeah, that was a great idea from Nikki, I think it was, wasn't it?
Yeah, yes, I think it was from Nikki or Rose, right? I think one of them had the great idea, as I was panicking, like, oh no, what do I do now? I actually only have a couple of the cards left that I made during our scrap, because I sent them out. Sent them out as Valentines. Let's get it going the right way here.
Well, that's good. Then you don't have to store them, right? So
right.
Mine are going to be sticking around until next year.
Right. Yeah, that would normally be me, but this one I was playing with, that's the other fun thing about stamps, right? You can make the same image look completely different. One is a little brown koala and one's a little gray one. With this one, I added some, I think you can see it, but some little bit of shine, some gloss, liquid glass to the balloons, and added some of the stickers on the back as the balloon. So, and kind of took your idea, a really simple one. I just added some shimmer trim down at the bottom.
Yeah, just to give him a place to stand so he doesn't look like he's floating in the air.
Yeah, so he didn't look like the balloons were taking him away. Then this one I used a fun window die cut and put him there.
Is that from the current catalog?
The window die cut is,
yes.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah. Isn't that cute? Oh, I really like that. And I added an embossed background. So,
and I like the blue pattern paper, because even though it's a plaid, because I see a window, I think it's the sky.
Yeah.
It looks really cool. It looks good.
Then Be Mine. Let's turn this around here so you can see that one.
Is that a full slimline or a mini one?
It's a full slimline. Yep. I kind of wavered on that sticker. I really like that sticker. If I wanted to put it on one of my layouts or put it on the card, I ended up putting it on the card. So that's fun. This one's actually written in as it's going out to Summit as well. So this one will be gone here soon.
Good job on getting them mailed.
I know.
That's your 5x7 card that we
This was
shared.
my 5x7 one. Yep. And I saw this idea too. I don't know if you can see that, but you see that little bit of shimmer around the edge. That's the glitter paper. And just that little bit, really, I mean, I wish you guys could see this card in real life. Just that little bit of shimmer around the edge.
Takes it up to the next level, doesn't it?
Just really, yeah, for me, that it was really fun. This is my husband's Valentine, so y'all are getting a peek at it.
Very cute. So I didn't realize that Close to My Heart had a shimmer or glitter cardstock or whatever. Is it in 12 by 12 sheets?
Fun thing is lots of colors. So I was really one of those people that pretty much used the silver and red right during the holidays.
Yeah.
And yeah, I've learned to branch out. As you can see, that was the Capri or the blue.
Yeah.
It really just, really added a pop of color on that one. And 5x7, I don't normally do that. That was fun. I would do a 5x7 again. This is another slimline card too. This one's for my son. It's also going in the mail to him. He's out of town, so I didn't have quite as much pressure to mail his Valentine quite so early, but he's a coach and I'm always going to cheer on his kids and everything. So when I saw I'm your biggest fan, I thought he'd get a kick out of that. So
for sure. I like what you did with the floating hearts. So, it looks like the fan is actually blowing, which is really cool.
Oh yeah. And then just added, a few little hearts in there. Yeah. With, but then I actually was just going to put the hearts, but I think you said earlier, they look like they were floating.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I have a few little scraps of paper left now, just a few. They're all about this size. I actually don't even know what I did with them. So let me just say that maybe I don't have a few scraps of paper, but that's all I had was just a few little tiny of these. And they went to a couple more 3x3 cards because I do all different sizes for my niece. So I did make a couple 3x3s that will go in her Valentine box next year. But I what did they say? Killed that kit.
Okay, so now that you saw what we created with the kit, we thought we'd just give you a little rundown of how our little crop went. So we had it on February 4th and 5th. We had a pretty good turnout, I would think, right?
Yes, we did. We had a lot of fun. I'm super glad that everyone that could join us did. And we all learned what kind of organizer we were. So if you didn't get to attend.
That's right. I think some of them were, what do you call it? They were more diehard than we were, and we're ready to go for even longer. Very much diehards, and a lot of inspiration. Though I felt the same way. I got so much done, Melanie, during our virtual crop, and there were so many great ideas, and I loved all the sharing. I think you saw some people posted, some of the things they made in our chat. That was really fun. And then also on our web pages. So I saw some great cards, good, a lot of pages that were done and some fun discussions, right? About organizing and how we make pages and how we, come up with the stories we're going to tell. And it was really, really good time. Yeah, and some people were doing additional challenges like the load and some other big scrapbooking challenges out there. So it was fun to see what else other people were participating in. Right. Talked a lot about stash and how we use stash and organize stash and ways to use it up. So I think that really was a fun conversation for us, and it leads right into our next idea, right? Yeah, which is we are going to host another one. Yay! Yay! So we are planning to have another one March 25th and March 26th. Similar to this last one, we're going to do a lead up with videos leading up to the event with some different inspiration, but we're taking a little bit of a different bend on it or twist on it, however you want to call it. Yeah. And what are we doing? How do we as scrapbookers balance all of the stash we have
plus the fun part of scrapbooking, which is buying some new things, right? We keep seeing things that come out and they're super fun and we want to use them. And so you and I are going to take that to the next challenge level and say, okay, how do we mix something old, something new, something that we get or borrowed, and some blue or yellow or pink or red? How do we put all those colors together? So our next challenge is all about the topic of using some of those things we have in our stash that we still want to use and we like, but adding in some new things so that we get the best of both worlds, right? We're still buying some new things. We got some new things coming in, but it's helping us use up what we have.
Exactly. And I'm super excited about that because, this year is all about the stash for many of us. So, I have been collecting stuff for way too many years. And yeah. And, some of the things you only use once or twice before the next best thing comes in. So hopefully we will come up with some ideas and inspirations to help you incorporate some of the older items in your stash with something new. And we've got a few ideas planned for the crop. We are going to try and switch it up a little bit and have more topics for each session instead of just having open crop time. We're new to this, right? So we're experimenting to see what you like, what you're interested in, what works, what doesn't work. And so this is going to be our attempt to try something new.
Right. And we heard everyone right loud and clear, and we're scrapbookers too. So we were talking about the same thing, right? How do we encourage people to get some things that maybe they wanted to use, but have sitting in their stash and use it in a fresh new way? So I'm really excited about this idea, Melanie, and also our Zooms and the new idea for different topics.
So our first video leading up to the crop, we're hoping will come out on March 2nd. That is our plan, which is coming up really soon. So we're going to have to get busy. And similar to this last one, as we get closer to the event, we'll release more specific details, but we did want you to know so that you could save the date. Similar to this last one, it'll be Friday evening and Saturday during the day. And we'll give you more specifics exactly how that's all going to roll out. But again, both of our Facebook groups will be hosting it. I think that worked out okay. So we will leave the links to them below in the description below. If you're not already a member, of course, you're more than welcome to join one, both, or either. And if you are already, then you'll get all the information firsthand through the Facebook group.
Right. And just like last time, for those folks who maybe don't have a Facebook, right, we're still gonna more than willing to email out our Zoom links for the crop or the sessions. I'm not sure what we're calling it this time, right? We're still figuring that out, and include everyone. So that's what's fun about this. We really had, we talked about it, scrappers in every time zone. So, and a lot of great ideas and some different takes on things. And I think we want to keep going with that. So we'd love to hear what you think. We're hoping that everyone will be thinking about this idea and playing along. And if playing along means nothing more than just pulling out some of those kits or those pieces of paper that maybe have been sitting there for a while, and get ready to play along with us, whether you play along with us and the challenges or the ideas up to the event, or you play along with us at the event. I think we did both this last one, and I think it's a perfect way to do it again.
Okay, so as Lela mentioned, our theme is something old, something new, something borrowed, something blue, red, green, orange, yellow. not wedding themed, but the rhyme was just too perfect to not use. But we did want to just quickly talk about the borrowed component of it. And what we are prepared to do is, if you are interested in playing along with that challenge, is you will email us your address and we will send you something borrowed, in quotation marks.
Right.
It'll probably be something like a die cut or a sticker or something along those lines, something that you perhaps don't have in your stash that we could share with you. Obviously, if we were able to meet in person, you would be able to use our dies, our stamps. And so this is our attempt at virtual borrowing.
Right. Only you don't have to give it back. Right. We just thought this time, again, like you mentioned, Mel, we're new to this, right? So the fun of being new is you get to try all different things. And we thought it would be really fun to play a game, right? This is kind of like a game. So this is like, use what I send you. See if you can use what I send you. And I thought, and you thought, something small, right? Easily mailable, and something that would just be fun to figure out, right? We're all scrappers. We all like a little bit of a challenge. And this was our way to do it a little bit virtually. So I'm really excited about this. I'm already think this is going to be one of my favorite parts of this.
And so we're participating with ourselves. We are going to be sending each other something borrowed. And if you wish to reciprocate and send us something borrowed and issue your own challenge to us, again, I will leave our email addresses below. You can message us directly and we can share our mailing addresses that way. It's just a little more secure than having it out on the video here. So we're just trying to be a little bit cautious with that. But yeah, we would love to be able to share something from our stash with you. It is not, what's the right word? What am I trying to say? It doesn't need to be reciprocated, right? So if you don't want to send us anything, that's fine. No worries. It's us to you. But if you do want to challenge us, we are open to that as well.
Game on. Right? Yeah. So, and yeah, that's a fun way to put it, right? If you just want us to send you something, if you just want one of us to send you something, if you want both of us, hey, we're totally in. It'll be something small. You can put both things on one page or one card, or, whatever your creativity. If we send you something and you don't get to it, no worries about that either. This is a game and it's all for fun. So,
exactly.
And yeah, hey, if you want to challenge us back, then ask for our address and we'd both be glad to, or one of us, whoever you want to do, however you want to do this. We're really flexible. We'd be glad to play along by using what you send us. And then it'll be really fun to see the reveals, Melanie. I'm most excited about that. So I, of course, have a huge box that I would love to send you and see all the things you do, but I'll keep it down to an envelope.
Yeah, we don't want it to be overwhelming.
Right.
Nor do we want to get rid of all the stuff that we don't want.
Right. No, this is just a fun game. So something old, something new, something borrowed. This is borrowed, if you will. And,
yeah. So that is our plans for the upcoming month and a half, I guess. We will be attending actually an in-live crop the weekend after, which we are both very excited. We haven't seen each other in person for quite a while. So that will be a lot of fun. And I'm sure we will have a follow-up video talking about that, because, Leila's going to be a regular now, I think, on my channel. She doesn't know that yet, but I'm making her a feature.
There we go. I'm gonna have to get a new shirt for something old, something blue, something borrowed. This was my 2000 Valentine shirt, right? So now branching out for my new video.
There you go. You could always wear a wedding veil or something.
Well, our wrap-up video, we might just have to film from like the Elvis drive-through chapel or something. So
you never know. You never know. But no, seriously, it's not wedding themed. It's just, we just played off the rhyme, but
it really does. It really goes with what we were thinking, right? That to take these different pieces and put them together and keep creating and use our creativity and use our, the pressure of using your stash, but you still love that thrill, a little bit of picking out something new and having it come in. And if you can have a plan for when it comes in, it's sometimes easier to use and maybe helps you use up some other stuff. So I think it'll be a fun challenge for both of us, and it'll be fun to talk about during our sessions about what, how we did it and what happened, and how how we use the new with the old, and what happened when we tried to use some different things we weren't expecting, or some other pieces. So that'll be a good time.
And speaking of something new, we will be using a stamp set from the new Close to My Heart catalog that will be coming out at the beginning of March, right?
Yes, March. Yep.
So on our first video, we'll be introducing you to what our new item is, and then we will continue to use that in each of the videos, each of the subsequent videos, so that you could see how you can take something new and incorporate it with something old. Well, I think that is it. Did you have anything else that you wanted to add?
No, that was great. I think we touched on it. We got to wrap up our 2 Gals and a Valentine. Thank you for making my Valentine special 2022. I really enjoyed. I'm super excited to get the photos on my layouts, especially because we made them for our challenge together. And I really appreciate everyone joining our craft. That was fun. It's making me very excited for Valentine's Day. And I can't wait for our new series coming out.
And I totally agree, Lela. Thank you guys so much for those of you that participated. We really did appreciate how engaged all of you were, and just made the event very fun and enjoyable. So we're hoping to replicate that in March. If you did not join us in February, you are more than welcome to. Like I said, we're going to leave information below as to how to connect on our Facebook groups. And until next time, happy crafting.
Happy crafting.